Guys, this is awesome sauce right here. Bam. Hey guys, David Fine here from Watch Your Lip. Today we're gonna be doing something that not a lot of fishermen do, but they should, because shellfish chum makes some amazing things happen. Our main ingredient didn't even cost us a dime. Today we're making chum out of sand fleas. We're gonna make some frozen chum blocks from sand fleas, get some big fish. Check this out. Watch your lip. Okay folks, today we're gonna be making some sand flea frozen chum, and our main ingredients, like we said, are some sand fleas. Now, crustaceans are expensive if you buy them, and the good thing about sand fleas is there's millions of them right on our beaches down here in Southeast Florida. So you go out and get a sand fleas, and the thing is you don't need a whole lot because we're also gonna be adding into our chum a carbohydrate. I'm using some old-fashioned oats. We'd make oatmeal with that. But we're gonna add oats to our chum to give it some flavor, some body. And what we do is when we mix those oats with some water and our shellfish, crushed shellfish, the oats will absorb the smell of the shellfish and become little chum particles themselves. It works fantastic. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sand fleas, we're gonna dump our sand fleas in a bucket, just like that. And it can help to use a little bit of shrimp, so we're gonna use some shrimp filler. We're gonna dump our shrimp in there. So now what we're doing is we've got our sand fleas and shrimp all in this little bucket of water here. What we do is we use salt water. We don't use fresh water. We're just gonna take a hammer or something, anything, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna crush our shellfish. We're gonna crush it up in little pieces. Now that we've smashed our shellfish up in our little bucket, what we've got is we've got a bucket full of shrimp and smashed little pieces of sand flea. I like to have the big particulates in my chum. Number one, it helps hold it together longer, but it also creates the opportunity for these little pieces to be floating around. And yeah, I've got chum on my arm. That's good. Awesome sauce. This is awesome sauce, right? Guys, this is awesome sauce right here. Bam. We're gonna take our oats and we're gonna dump the oats in, because what that does, when we dump oats in, what this does is this is a carbohydrate, and the oats, what they do is when you dump the oats in the water, they absorb the smell and the liquid of the shellfish. Actually, that's kind of nice. All right, so next step, now that we have our chum, our shellfish, oh, I got some on your shoe. Nice. Okay, we're gonna have to wash that. Yes, so we got our shellfish crushed up. We've got our oats in here, and the next step is to get a little bit of oil in there. You can use Menhaden oil if you want to. I don't have any, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of vegetable oil. And you want it as oily as you can so that the slick, when you start to chum, you use it, it gets nice and pretty. And so also what you can do, you can do this if you want to. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of flour to the mixture. And what that does is that'll help bond it so that the chum block doesn't dissolve so quickly. It'll keep it held together nice and well. So I'm gonna mix the flour in as well. And that flour should actually help absorb as well some of this and create a nice mixture of shellfish nastiness. Okay guys, so now we've got our shellfish, they're all crushed up, we've got our oats in there, we have some flour, a little bit of oil, and the last ingredient is actually pretty important. We're gonna put a couple eggs in there in our mixture, because when you add eggs, as anybody who bakes knows, that eggs are things that hold a bonding agent that holds stuff together. And when we have our chum, out there and we're fishing with our chum, we need something to hold this stuff together longer so that the chum block doesn't just dissolve quickly. And so the eggs will help it do that. So now we're just gonna mix those eggs in there nice and good. So this stuff is about ready for the freezer, guys. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna take these little Tupperware containers that are round, and we're gonna make this the size of our chum block. And you see how the sides of these Tupperware containers kind of come out like this on a slant? That's good, so when you're trying to get your chum block out of the Tupperware container, it'll slide out nice and easy. So basically what we're gonna do, we should be able to make 2 of these with this amount of chum, maybe even 3. We'll see how it goes. And we're gonna put this in here. Okay, there's one. Okay guys, so now we now have 3 Tupperware containers full of our chum, and these are getting ready to go into the freezer. So what we'll do is, before putting them in the freezer, we're actually going to let them sit out and absorb the smell. That we want the oats to really absorb the fluid and the moisture of the shellfish, so that when they start thawing out in the water when we're chumming, those little oats will float away and they're going to really have that shellfish smell in them. So we're going to let them sit for 20 minutes before we put them in the freezer. But at that point, we're going to put them in the freezer, and we're going to make sure that our freezer settings are set as cold as possible, because we want this to be frozen all the way through. So, hey guys, that's all we got for now. We've got our sand flea shellfish chum. Hope you guys like it. This is going in the freezer right now, and we're going to set our freezer nice and cold so that when this comes out, they're going to be nice and thoroughly frozen blocks of chum. And I'm excited to see what we get. Till next time, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, give us a thumbs up, and share us with all your friends, and we will share with you what we get with our shellfish chum blocks. Till next time, let's get out there, watch your lip.